Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well. We'll give it a few seconds for everyone to trickle in here. Alrighty. Hi. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. I am Lexi, Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Uplisting, and I am super excited to be joined by Emily from Booking.com today. So, welcome, Emily. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Lexi. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, so in the next 30 minutes or so, Emily and I will be taking you through the value and benefits of cross listing, including the risks of not doing so and the revenue potential that you're missing out on. Um, we will also talk through the types of travelers you're missing out on by not cross listing. And finally, we'll share the truth behind some common booking.com misconceptions and show why it should be your next channel. So we'll also be saving a few minutes at the end for a Q&A. So feel free to drop any questions that you guys have in the Q&A as we go through the presentation, and we will hit that at the end. So let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start this question. We're going to start this first part with a question. Is your booking calendar as full as it could be? Spoiler alert, it's probably not if you're not actively cross-listing. There is a fairly common misconception in vacation rentals that listing on one major OTA platform is enough. And I'm kind of here to tell you why it's not. So, first, it's actually a little bit riskier to only list on one OTA platform. Why? Because putting all your eggs in one OTA basket makes you more vulnerable to policy changes, algorithm shifts, and unexpected downtime. So, when you cross list across other OTA platforms, it ensures that if one OTA goes down, changes its policies or its algorithm, you're still up and running on other channels and receiving bookings. The next reason you should be cross listing is because it's been proven to increase booked nights and revenue. So you can just check out these two case studies from our parent company, AirDNA, showing that in markets like Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, hosts who were previously only listing on Airbnb, it saw an increase of 2 more book nights and $605 more in monthly revenue just by cross-listing on another platform. And then the same thing happened in Las Vegas, Nevada, with slightly lower extra demand nights, but slightly higher revenue per month. So why does cross-listing increase book nights and revenue? It's a pretty simple cause and effect. So each OTA channel attracts different types of audiences and different types of travelers, which we'll dig into in a little bit. And when you list on another OTA channel, it expands your reach to these new types of travelers. And when your listing is more visible to more travelers, it's more likely to get booked. And then the more book nights you have, the more revenue you make. So now that we know why cross listing is so important, let's talk about some of the market trends in cross listing and show a real example of the audiences you're missing out on by not cross listing. At the end of last year, 2024, only about 28% of short term rental listings were cross listed on multiple platforms. This means there's a huge opportunity for hosts of all different sizes. Professional hosts are definitely leading the way with about 60% of their professionally run listings being cross listed, and about 28% of smaller hosts are cross listing, showing a major opportunity to get ahead of the game for hosts with under 20 properties. And we hear all of the time that marketing their properties is one of hosts' largest pain points. So cross listing is an excellent way to effectively double your marketing efforts without actually having to double your marketing efforts. And here is a real example of a difference between Airbnb and Booking.com's target audiences to further illustrate the types of travelers you're missing out on by not cross listing. So, Airbnb travelers are typically younger, they're Gen Z millennials, and they're seeking unique, local, or authentic home away from home experiences. The platform has a very strong dominance for stays in the US and North America. And then on the other hand, Booking.com tends to reach more families, business travelers, and older, more mature tourists. So these people see accommodation as more of a commodity and are looking for convenience, reliability, predictability, which is very different from those unique experiences that Airbnb travelers are looking for. So this is just an example, and there are tons of different OTA platforms out there. So when you're deciding which one is right for you to cross list on, it's important to consider the platform's audience and how these types of properties you manage match up to that audience's travel preferences. So now I'm going to turn it over to Emily to give us the hard facts behind some booking.com misconceptions. So take it away, Emily.
Yeah, thanks so much, Lexi, and thanks to Uplisting for hosting us. Okay, so myth one, booking.com caters more to hotels and doesn't attract vacation rental guests. The reality is booking.com has welcomed 1.8 billion vacation rental guests since 2010. One of the unique advantages of working with booking.com is our ability to convert travelers who may have originally been searching for a hotel into a vacation rental guest. Because we support all types of accommodations, we can reach a much broader audience. Guests often come to our platform with a destination in mind rather than a specific accommodation type. This means your listings get exposure to travelers who might not have considered a vacation rental at first, but are open to it once they see the option. In fact, over 1 in 3 travelers end up booking a vacation rental. And in Q1 2025, 37% of reservations were for vacation rentals. The demand is here and it's growing. Currently, we have 8.1 million listings globally, and 45% of new hosts on our platform receive a booking within just 1 week of listing. Our marketing engine works hard, so you don't have to. We're consistently one of the most downloaded apps in the world, and visitors will see inspiring vacation rental ads prominently displayed on the booking.com homepage, boosting traffic, visibility, and most importantly, bookings. Myth 2. So my properties are already listed on vacation rental websites and have enough demand. The reality is you may be missing out on demand, like international travelers and hotel bookers who are open to new types of stays. We can bring them to your properties. On booking.com, 1/3 of customers without a vacation rental in mind explore and book vacation rentals. So this is an incredible opportunity for untapped demand. We moved to Gen AI powered search, which encourages our travelers to describe what is important to them and allows more flexibility than a rigid selection of filters. Based on this, we can encourage travelers to discover and explore, which is a great opportunity to highlight our vacation rental offerings. Families were the fastest growing customer group on booking.com last year. Families love choice between space, sleep, activities, and safety. They switch between vacation rentals and hotels, so you can reach them on booking.com. Booking.com helps you reach travelers from all over the world. 1 in 2 stays are for international trips, and your listing and all its content is automatically translated to 45 different languages by booking.com. Global and local payment methods facilitated by Booking, constantly updated to help you stay relevant for travelers globally. Our ad campaigns are some of the most visible in the industry. Our 2025 Super Bowl ad featuring the Muppets had over 95 million views on YouTube and 165 million on TikTok. This kind of exposure translates to massive awareness and traffic to our platform and ultimately to your properties. We're not just on TV though. We're deeply integrated into cultural moments through different partnerships, and that means more inspired travelers booking through booking.com. So myth 3, booking.com does not facilitate online payments. The reality is booking.com does facilitate payments with multiple payment methods available worldwide. With payments by Booking, you access a wider guest market worldwide and have greater revenue security. On average, partners using payments by Booking saw cancellations decrease by 14% and no-shows by 83%. Booking.com is also responsible for fraud, chargebacks, and invalid credit cards when the reservation is facilitated and paid through Booking.com. It also offers guests the choice to pay with whichever method they prefer, like Apple Pay, Klarna, or PayPal, in addition to all of the major credit cards. Based on our data, 1 in 5 guests would have completed a booking if they had more payment options. So this flexibility for guests increases your conversion rates. When you use payments by booking, we provide daily payouts at no extra charge. You get paid 24 hours after guests check in and are guaranteed payments. And as an added bonus, bank transfer fees are waived for the rest of the year. It's easier to manage the finances of multiple listings. So new properties are automatically onboarded to payments by booking, simplifying the setup for growing portfolios. We now also have group invoicing and reconciliation, making managing finances and paying invoices for an entire portfolio much easier, saving you significant time and reducing administrative headaches. Okay, so that covers all of our myths. And lastly, I'm going to include some resources if you'd like to know more about Booking.com. So for existing partners, you can utilize our partner hub at partner.booking.com. This is a great resource, advice, trends, and help. For new partners who want to learn more about the benefits of joining Booking.com, you can go to join.booking.com to get started. And then lastly, for any specific questions, you can reach out to bookinghost.noram@booking.com. Thanks, Lexi.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily, for clearing all those misconceptions up. So everyone, in terms of getting started, you can be on the lookout for a follow-up email with this webinar recording, and I'll also include our Booking.com Getting Started guide to help you walk you through all the steps to getting set up on Booking.com. And now we will open it up to a Q&A. So I think we have some questions in the chat here. So I have a question here. Does Booking.com still have a cancellation policy such that guests can book a holiday vacation in advance but cancel at the last minute?
Yeah, so we have multiple different cancellation policies available. One of the cancellation options that we do have is same-day cancellations. However, we also have non-refundable cancellation policies, semi-flexible cancellation policies, such as, free cancellation outside of 30 days of check-in. So we have a lot of different options, giving hosts flexibility to choose which cancellation policy most closely aligns with your internal policies.
Great. Thank you. Will Booking.com distribute my listings on other platforms as well, like TravelPerk, Agoda?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Booking.com has over 17,000 different affiliates. That would be some examples would be like booking an accommodation through your credit card or perhaps your favorite airline. In addition to our affiliates, Booking.com also owns Agoda, which is very common with Southeast travelers, and kayak.com, which is a meta search website, which I'm sure many people are familiar with. So in addition to getting exposure on Booking.com, you also get exposure on a plethora of different marketing engines globally.
Awesome. That's great to know. Thank you. And I have one more here. What unique advantages does partnering with Booking.com provide compared to other platforms?
Yeah. So I touched on this a little bit earlier, but I would say one of our greatest benefits is the fact that because we have such a wide array of accommodations, guests do come to our platform with a specific destination in mind. So when you're going to a competitor's travel site that might be specific to vacation rentals, you are competing against all of the vacation rentals in your area. However, with booking.com, since we have so many different accommodation types, guests come to our site with just a destination in mind, and you may have a guest who has never stayed in a vacation rental before and only considers staying in hotels. But when they see that option available to them, you turn a hotel booker into a vacation rental booker. And then just our global exposure, booking.com is the largest online travel agency worldwide. So not using booking.com, you are potentially shutting out a lot of potential guests that you could have. And then lastly, we have a Genius loyalty program. So if you're not listed on booking.com, the guests that we have that are a part of our Genius loyalty program may not ever see your listing.
Gotcha. I do have a question here as well. I have a few more popping through on that about how does the Genius program work for hosts?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Genius program is our loyalty program. You have to enroll in it. So where you would see that is on the extranet if you have the option to enroll in Genius. And this is a promotion that you could set up for our guest loyalty program. So whether that be a 10% discount for Genius travelers, a free breakfast, which isn't as common in the vacation rental world. If you are operating an apartment hotel type listing, you can offer free room upgrades. And the great thing about our Genius guests is they are higher value travelers. So they typically spend 15% more when booking, and they book up to 2 times further in advance. And they're also a lot more likely to leave reviews. So a better quality guest. I definitely recommend looking into enrolling into the Genius program. And you would see that within the extranet under the promotions area.
Great. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, one more here. I
Yeah.
hear from other hosts that Booking.com guests don't treat the property as well. Do you not rate guests on Booking.com like you do on Airbnb?
Yeah, so that's a great question because booking.com, because we have, such large exposure, we have a larger guest pool. That being said, we're super excited about some of our guest verification tools that will be coming out later this year. And this will definitely make it better for hosts to further vet guests and get more information on them, something that we haven't had in the past. We also now have the ability to request a book. So booking.com has traditionally been a instant booking platform. However, we realize that that's not ideal for all hosts. Some hosts may have HOA requirements, or their owners may prefer that there is a booking request prior to accepting the reservation. We're really excited that we now have that available for our hosts. So just another added layer of security. And lastly, we are going to be rolling out by the end of the year guest damage insurance, which will automatically be included on your listings. It's being piloted in the US. So if you're located outside of the US, just make sure that you have your contact details updated so you're notified as it's available in different countries. But this will be, again, just another added layer of protection for our hosts. Currently, we have liability insurance already, and it's covered up to $1 million per reservation. But we're super excited about the guest damage insurance that will be a supplement to the existing liability insurance we have.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. I think that's about all the time that we have today. So thank you again, Emily, for joining, and thank you, everyone else. Be on the lookout for a follow up email from us. And if you have any further questions, you can feel free to reach out to myself. I'll share my contact info or Emily, and we will get your questions answered. So thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.